I thought I was the family disappointment. Then I found my sister's Google Doc. Growing up, my sister Carly was everything I wasn't. Valedictorian, sorority president, the daughter my parents actually bragged about at dinner parties. By 28, she had a six-figure remote job at some tech startup and was engaged to a guy named Adam who traveled for work so much that none of us had actually met him. Meanwhile, I was the other daughter, the one who couldn't seem to keep a boyfriend longer than 6 months, the one whose job offers kept falling through after reference checks, the one whose college friends just kind of drifted away without explanation. My parents never said it directly, but I could feel it every time they looked at me. Why can't you be more like Carly? I went to therapy for 2 years trying to fix whatever was wrong with me. My therapist said I was too hard on myself, that I wasn't jealous, I was healing. I wanted to believe her, but there was this pattern I couldn't shake. Every boyfriend I'd ever had ghosted me after meeting Carly for coffee. Every job I almost got fell through after they checked references, even though I never listed her. I told myself I was being paranoid. I told myself I was the problem. I was wrong. 3 weeks ago, I was on Hinge, swiping out of boredom, when a familiar face popped up. Adam, Carly's fiance, the man none of us had ever met because he traveled for work, except his profile said his name was Terrence, and he was based in Columbus, Ohio. I zoomed in on the photo and my stomach flipped. Watermark, stock photo. He wasn't real. I told myself there had to be an explanation. Maybe someone stole his photos. Maybe it was a catfish using his face. So I started digging. Her startup didn't exist. No website, no LinkedIn, no business registration. The address she told our parents was a shared workspace 3 states away. The money she'd been generously lending them, it was their money. She'd borrowed $40,000 for a business opportunity 2 years ago and had been slowly giving it back as gifts ever since. They'd been thanking her for returning their own savings. Then I found the Google Doc. It was in a shared folder from years ago, back when we used to plan family vacations together. She must have forgotten I still had access. The file was called Family Management, 47 pages, screenshots of texts she'd sent to Even, to Terrence, to Luther, every boyfriend I'd ever had. I'm worried about her mental health. She has a pattern of this. I thought you should know before it gets serious. Logs of calls to HR departments, notes on how to steer conversations at family dinners, and on page 31, highlighted in yellow, a 5-year projection for securing primary inheritance consideration through documented sibling instability. She wasn't just lying, she was running a campaign. I printed every page. Family dinner was in 4 days. The pot roast was already on the table when I walked in. Carly was holding court, showing everyone the new engagement ring Adam had upgraded her to. My parents couldn't stop smiling. I sat across from her and waited. She announced the wedding date, June 14th. Mom teared up. Dad raised his glass. I raised mine too. When the excitement died down, I spoke up. Hey Carly, quick question. What's Adam's last name again? I want to make sure I spell it right on the save the date. She hesitated, just for a second. Montgomery. I nodded slowly. Because I found him on Hinge last week. His name was Terrence. He lives in Ohio. And when I zoomed in on the photo, I could see the watermark. Stock image. The table went silent. I pulled out my phone and passed it to my mother. She squinted at the screen. Dad leaned in. Carly's face went white. I slid the folder toward my mother. That's the Google Doc I found in our old shared drive. 47 pages. She calls it Family Management. There's a section on each of us. Mine's the longest. Mom opened it. I watched her eyes move. Her expression shifted from confusion to horror somewhere around page 8. Dad took over at page 20. By page 31, he wasn't looking at the folder anymore. He was looking at Carly. You made a timeline, he said quietly, for the inheritance. Carly stood up. This is insane. She's making this up. She's always been jealous of me. Mom's voice cracked. I told her to go to therapy. I said she was too negative about you. She looked at me. I said that. I told her that. Dad closed the folder. I think you should leave, Carly. She left, and for the first time in 10 years, my parents looked at me like I wasn't the problem. Carly moved to Arizona. No goodbye. Last I heard, she's telling people she had to cut off her toxic family. Mom calls me every Sunday now. Dad actually says he's proud of me. Ivan reached out to apologize. I sent him page 12. He hasn't stopped saying sorry since. As for the inheritance Carly spent a decade scheming for, my parents updated their will last month. Guess who's not